Alright, we are live here with the GTI cars. Good sized field lineup so far. We are here for the Hawaiian Grand Prix as our cars are lined up in the pit lane for the GTI category. Yellow flag's gonna go out, start pacing. Just go, just go, just go. You don't need to worry that much about being neat. This is qualifying. You can pass a car out of you. We need you guys to get up there. Because this is qualifying, not the actual race. I need you guys to get up there to shuffle if you can back off a little bit. And let the cars behind you catch up. I need the Italian pad to move up. Shuffle, slow down to 60. Let's slow down to 60 here, folks. Get up there to the leader. Watch your pace, the lights are black. Watch the lights. Green flag. Jake makes his way out to the track. Timer will start as soon as the car crosses the start-finish line. That's going to be shuffle. 5 minutes starts on the board now. We'll be clearing the laps as soon as Jake can cross the line. Timing board for now is cleared, but we are going to wait for Jake to cross it before we get fits the laps and everything. Turn the volume up. Big spin there from Mars. Again, their first road course race was yesterday, or just a couple hours ago. They had some issues. Anyways, for pack lead, it's going to be Mr. Monaco. Again, he's going to be the one that determines when this qualifying is done. If he crosses and there's enough time for another lap and everyone else that crosses, we'll also be heading into their final lap too. So far, the fastest time on the track is a 37.645, set by Twin Turbo V6 in its Ferrari 488. Mr. Monaco making up the performance of Mercedes AMG in his Mercedes right there. He is still pack lead as of now as we are heading up into lap 2. He's going to smack the barrier ever so slightly, loses all that inertia. Shuffle's going to clear him off, and now side by side for pack lead. Gives us a good idea of how the racing might look today. As Gohan's in the mixture, there's 3 cars there for pack lead. I hope to see something like this once the race is up. 3 wide there through turn number 2. They're almost racing like it matters. It might be beneficial to stand back a little bit and just watch what the fastest cars can do. Which might be Gohan's strategy. Although he is, as of now, the top time of 37.383. We now see our leaders crossing the start-finish line. We have 3 minutes left on the clock. A reminder, if you get passed by Twin here, you are considered a lap car. So you're technically behind him as if you were also there with the people in second. So, just an awareness that Twin is the pack lead. Blue Gen has joined. Gohan's going to spin around. We're still going to be watching Twin though. There's about halfway done on the clock. A couple of cars have fallen a lap down already. Twin crossing, he's got the quick time taken from Gohan is 37.120. Starting to walk away from the field. As there is Blue Gen out, taking the World Team Racing Dodge Viper. Seeing another American car out there in the field. So there's about 1.5 minutes left on the clock. We might have enough time for 3 laps, but we'll see. It's looking close here for Twin. Might be 2. Twin makes his way out of the final turn, now crossing. He's going to spin around. Shuffle takes pack lead. That final turn barrier is very dangerous, but we do have a new pack leader. That is Shuffle with Mr. Monaco right behind him, potentially to stir things up. A lot of GT cars out on track today. We could have a great race stirring up. There's a bit under a minute on the clock. Again, pack lead rules still standing here. Everyone else now is to be considered behind Shuffle as he crosses. It's going to be close. It's going to be incredibly close, but I think this is the white flag. This is in fact the white flag, so one more lap to go once you guys cross the line. One more lap for Shuffle and Mr. Monaco. So here we go. It's all... this is where all the models fall. Shuffle's pack lead, but he's only 4th as far as position goes. He's going to have to push very hard. Now, if you do get passed by Shuffle, this will become your final lap too. I think that might be Shuffle's run there. He's got a little bit of a cut there coming into the oval turn. I'm not quite sure though. We'll see on the exit. It is invalid. So Shuffle will be crossing the line. You see your final lap, Mars. Shuffle crosses the line. Do a cooldown if you can. When you guys cross the line, you're done with qualifying. Just do a cooldown if you can, please, and head to your pit box. So Gohan, Mitch, you guys are done. Blue Sonic Gen, you are done. Moves up to 6th place, moves Harrison to 7th. Mr. Monaco having some sort of issue there. He's stuck on the final turn. T7 Jake's going to cross the line. You are done. You both are done. So if we could have everyone there doing a cooldown to head to their pit lane. I think Mars might be retiring. Faster than Eris. Everyone to the pit lane, please. Everyone to the pit lane, please. We're gonna clear out unoccupied cars. So Gohan, your pits are back here. So I'm going to show you guys what your pits are for the race so we can get that clarified. Where's Mr. Monaco's car? It's right there. Alright. Jake is the pink one. I'm going to make sure everyone's in the right pits. Mitch, these are in fact your pits. I don't know who took the Porsche here. Gohan, your pits are the one that's above. But I will be clearing out unoccupied cars. The cars you qualified are the ones you are going to have to race with. You cannot make a switch at this point. The most I could do if you want is change some colors. Maybe. You know, Mars is done. Clear his car out. Clear the Viper, the MP412, and the Cadillac. If we could line up at the end of the pit lane, once you guys are all configured. Well, we'll see about that. Let's see you guys line up at the end of the pit lane. Order's going to be Twin Turbo V sits in 1st place, 2nd place to Gohan, 3rd to Mr. Monaco, 4th to Shuffle, 5th to Mitch the Midget, 6th place to Blue Sonic Gen. You're not. You're actually faster than Eris. 7th should be Jake. 8th should be Eris. That's going to be it. Jake, if you don't race, you're only going to have 7 cars starting. Alright, you don't have to race. I can delete your car. 7 is more than 6, yeah, but come on, Jake. You're up to pace with Eris. You and her are going to be battling today. Again, I need an order lineup here. Twin Turbo V6, Gohan 2nd place, 3rd place, Mr. Monaco. Let Mr. Monaco have a spot. 4th to Shuffle, you're lined up good. Mitch is lined up fine. Give a little bit, fish yourself up a little bit there, Mitch. I'll explain the pit procedures. Blue Sonic Gen up a little bit. Eris up. We're going to clear out the Specials car and Shibe's car. You guys should know your pits, so if you guys can please not rev here, I'm going to explain the pit procedures. Firstly, make sure you guys have fuel. So press sets. You don't need to worry about your tires. Your tires going to regenerate just by sitting there. But that is something that will be a factor today. So pitting will be a strategy, potentially or not. You could be on the fuels and tire safe strategy, which can work sometimes. It might work today, might not. Who knows? It works sometimes. That's all I can really say. But that being said, pitting is a very important factor at times. So if you do have to take a pit stop, you're going to downshift to first gear. There's a white line on the other side of the pit lane. These white lines are important. These are the pit speed indicators. You must be in first gear red line. That is your pit limiter. I wish you had an actual system, but that is what our system is. You'll be in first gear red line. We'll be watching for that. If you do manage to fuck that up, you'll get a drive-through penalty. There's actually a yellow line on the other side. So the other side is a yellow line. We'll be watching for speeding. If you are caught speeding, that's a drive-through. You're going to move to your bots, which again does have something that is a feature of your car, whether it be the color, design, or whether you have like an AMG style car, Hoosier, you know, whatnot, all that type of stuff. So you will know where your pit bots is. That's where you guys were stopped. You must stop with your entire car within that bots. Then you hop out of your car. Then you get back in your car, and you're going to press that once you're back inside of your car. You cannot do... If you press that before you get into your car, you're not going to actually refuel, and you will mess your pit strategy up. You may do what I have done before, which is to run out of fuel at the end of the race. Has happened. So just so you guys know. We're going to be doing 2 pace laps. I'm going to wait for you guys to get into your cars. Cut limit for today is going to be 60 cuts. I will unmute you now since you are going to help us. You can take those flags, by the way. I think you know how those flags work. I don't need to explain how these flags work, right? Green means go, yellow means slow, red means stop, type of stuff. Yeah. White means final lap, and then checkers means we're done. You could wave a blue flag, you don't have to. We don't need to call that because these cars are non-collide. It's not going to matter that much. So, we have our 7-car field laid out. So again, cut limit for today is going to be 60 laps. I mean 60 cuts. It's going to be the cut limit. I'll be resetting those. Reset those until the start. So, once we cross lap 0, I will not be changing any cuts from there unless it's like some situational thing. Okay, please not rev. Eris is not even in her car yet, so we're not going to go until she is back anyways, but I do still need to explain the race stuff. We will be doing 2 pace laps, which will be single file. All cautions are, of course, as usual, a race back caution, so that's something else to keep in mind. Cautions will be for disconnections and cars getting stuck, flips, and stuff like that. If a car flips somehow and keeps on going and is fine, then we won't call one, obviously, but if they get stuck, caution, that car's DNF'd. That's going to be it. So, we're still waiting on Eris to get in her car. Another thing to note, you have 3 strikes. And if you are to pull off, you have 6 laps to get back into your car. We're going to be a little bit stricter than we are with the mid cars because this is a longer race. 1 lap stricter. So if you're 6 laps down, I mean, that's just really a bad omen for yourself anyways. So, if that does happen, just pull it into the pit lane or to the paddocks area that's on the other side of the track after the oval turn. Those are the pull-off zones. Please do not pull in within the walls or else you won't be allowed to race the rest of this weekend or any in next week. The only exception to that is if it's a significant disconnection where, you know, yeah, like a natural disaster or any good reason to actually not be in the game, such as that. Or if you're not happy, just pull off and try not to cause a caution. If there's a car that's disconnected on the track, that'll cause a caution. That would be seen as an intentional cause of caution, which is basically intentional manipulating with the vents, so that's why that's the penalty that it is. So everyone is in their cars. If you guys do one little rev, one little blip up with your throttle, just make sure you guys are all ready. If anyone is not ready, this is your last chance to hop out. But I think you guys all are. I'm going to count from 5, and then we're going to change all laps now too. Press X again if you can to get your fuel. Watch the lights. Go in the car if he goes. This time it does actually matter. Yellow flag. Go in the car if he goes. Go in the car if he goes. Go on, catch up to our leader. If there's anything you can do, you should do /yellow/green stuff. When we're about to go green, we change the lights to black. But we're gonna read out your grid here. So again, we have 2 pace laps. It fits those. Eris will be starting from the back of the grid, of course, in the Eris Racing 59 machine. She'll be taking up the 7th place spot. T7 Jake in 6th place in the Asterion. Of course, that team has been disbanded, but he still is running that car. Blue Song Jen is going to be in the... Mr. Monaco having some issues there. Hopefully he's not disconnecting. I'm going to be a little stricter on disconnections here. So if you aren't back by the time we go green, or we're supposed to be going green, if you're not back by lap 0, I'll be parking you, Mr. Monaco. I don't want to do that, but we got a race to do. So, as you check the grid ahead of Pim. By the way, you want to be in the highest gear you can. If you're revving, you're taking up a lot of fuel. You're also gonna have a bad start, so you want to be in a low gear here. Blue Song Jen starts us off in the 6th place position. Mitch is going to take up the 5th place spot. Mr. Monaco is going to move up to 3rd. Shuffle in 4th in the GMG Ferrari. Mr. Monaco is going to be in the Mercedes AMG in the 3rd place as we move on to our podium. Gohan is in 2nd. Now watch the lights here because we are going to go black. Try to go green this lap. Again, the cut limit is 60. We're going to maintain 60 miles an hour. Please do not be on your rev limiter, Mitch. If anyone's doing that and you get a bad start, you'll be allowed to be passed, which is going to mean you're going to have a horrible start. I need Blue Song Jen up there. Hold your pace, guys. Hold your pace. Hold your pace. We're not allowed to pass until we cross the start-finish line. Watch the lights. Green flag. And the top 3 stack up a little bit there. Twin Turbo V sits off to a great start. So here we are with our 8 cars. Twin Turbo V sits is going to lead us off. I'm going to take a photo with this one because I think this is the biggest GTI field we've seen the entire year. So it'd be sinful not to. That's perfect. Car's made her way out of the final turn. Mr. Monaco is going to clip the barriers. I'm going to fly out of the way. Hopefully everyone's got their pit strategies figured out, if any. Some of them might not. Eris is notorious for avoiding that. Now onto the first lap. The order has been Twin Turbo V6, Gohan in 2nd place. I think I messed up and forgot to reset the board, but I expect you guys are probably going to beat that one anyways. As Shuffle's got his lights on, flashing them at Arisnet to attempt to distract her or something, does manage to make the move. So we are now into the braking zone. Yeah, you're supposed to do what I'm doing, basically. You're supposed to say /green. Ah, we got a big one onto the barrier, but he's going to keep it going. That is Mitch the Midget, making a big move there and hits the barrier hard off the final turn. Twin Turbo V sits off to lead another lap, just sending lap after lap perfectly. There's a battle there. Arisneta being passed by Jackro, potentially. Mr. Monaco with a big lag spike. going to lose those spots, but he's going to jump back up, and he gets back up to the, I think that might be the podium he's regained. So, good work there on Mr. Monaco, but his internet's really testing things on him. Arizona side by side with Blue Sonic Gen for what is currently jumping between the podium and fourth. Now side by side out, he gets into the oval turn. A reminder to you guys, again, the cut limited 60, you get one of those, you're going to get a 5-second post-race penalty. Shuffles around off the final turn, they clip the barrier, and they've lost that position hard. It's going to be a race of recollection. Still a lot of time to do so. And Jake has retired. We're going to clear his car out for the sake of lag. Jake not happy with how his race is going at all. We're watching the one going out between Blue Sonic Gen and Arisneta. Very familiar car on track that is normally operated by Jackro PC, although today things have been switched up a little bit. As it actually looks like Geoa might be closing in the gap to Twin Turbo V6. So the two Ferraris definitely looking quick today. The Mercedes not far behind though. Again, Mr. Monaco representing Italia. Doing pretty good out here, pulling off the podium. It's just a matter of his internet can hold up. We've seen him have some great shots over in the past, such as that Moss circuit. Of course, every time he's out there, he's always a very fast driver. I don't know if he's going to be able to climb up that ladder very much, but it does seem like he's starting to kind of outdrive the cars behind him, so long as his internet holds up. Blue Sonic Gen and Arisneta kind of, their battles sort of spread out a little bit, but they're still kind of the closest thing to each other at the moment. As they make the way out of the oval turn. We're going to start advising you guys against, oh, well that one settled itself. Blue Gen, I'm not going to count that as a warning because you kind of ate the shit afterwards, but that advisory, please stay off the grass, guys. Going on the grass from this point will be seen as an intentional move on entrances. So please stay on the asphalt as much as you can. First one will be a strict warning, second one will be a time penalty. So make an effort to stay on the grass on your entrances. Pretty easy to do that. It looks like I am going to start to have to enforce that. I saw that with Blue Gen. Ate shit afterwards, so I'll be chill about it for now, but okay, that one's a warning. So first warning for Blue Gen, please keep all 4 tires on the asphalt on entrances like that, because you have the entire straight to, you know, do that. It's pretty clear to not doing it unintentionally. So you're fine on exits, like that can be a mistake, but on entrances, especially on a road that straight and flat, it's pretty much expected to be intentional. So just an advisory. Airs goes way off. Holy smokes. Blue Gen, on that turn, stay on the asphalt. Next time you do that, it's a time penalty. It's an entirely straight road, no elevation. So it's pretty easy to not intentionally go on the grass, but I will enforce if I have to. Blue Gen has made the move on Arisneta for now.
One of the Ferraris has spun.
One of the Ferraris has spun, that's okay. Which was it?
Red one driven by Gohan 131.
Okay, that was off screen. Gohan has lost gap, so now he's in 3rd place. There's a 3-car battle there for the 4th place spot. Between Blue Gen, Airs, and Shuffle now starting to stir up. We're now 1/6 the way through the race. Blue Gen's going to go really wide, but Shuffle getting the best sets of possible. He's made the move on Arisneta, now making it on Blue Gen. They make the way through the exit of the banked Arisneta. What the fuck? There's... Well, we could clearly see compared to the mids cars, these things could handle a little bit of grass touching a little bit better than they could, but I don't even know what to say about that. But onto the action. Shuffles made up that 4th place spot. He was really good earlier on in the race, but made a big wall clip there, and that cost him just all those spots. He's making it back up here. This next target's going to have to be Gohan. Another person also spun out, but he had a lot of pace up to Twin until then. Meanwhile, Mr. Monaco looking to hold up to a 2nd place for now. Twin just driving on and lapping the field. We've seen it happen before in the ROTS mods. I believe this is the first genuine GTI race here that we've been able to hold, and I'm glad it's gone as well as it has. And I genuinely am happy with how it's going, so I'd like to thank all the drivers that did turn out to this one. Thank you for all showing up to this. It's going to be a little bit of a long day, but so far we run clean, and that's all we need to deal with. Eric's going to run it wide. Oh, goodness me, she's going to spin it out. So even though they are a little bit more stable on the grass, go completely off on the oval, and it goes about as well as it would in real life there. I've seen that one happen at tracks like Lernerville. You just go off the track and you're just in a whole mess. So that's going to turn things around for Arisneta now. Meanwhile, Blue Gen had started all the way in the back, and he's currently battling out with 4th place. That is none other than Blue Gen and Shuffle. Look at that gap. Twin is completely unstoppable. Still hasn't been in his time that he set in qualifying, but I assume that he's set times better than anyone else here. Might we be in for something here? It looks almost like I think Gohan might be closing a little bit of that gap down with Mr. Monaco. Mr. Monaco clearly, at the current time, is not closing in much on Twin. Again, Twin just on his own race, just unstoppable. He is not going to dominate the weekend because he did not technically start the mids car race. We saw that being won by Nico. But for every other race he's entered so far, it looks like that is going to be the trend that does follow. We've seen domination last weekend at Windridge when he clean sweep the entire event. Mr. Monaco looking very laggy here. Gohan's going to slide on by for now, but he might be able to rebound. But he's lagging a lot. Uh-oh. Could this be the beginning of Mr. Monaco's internet troubles? It's not moving. If Twin manages to pass him, I'm going to call out the caution for him. So yes, I am. Yellow flag is out. If you change the lights to yellow, that'd be great. Thank you. So race back happening now. You're going to start going slower here. Once you do, Twin Triple V sits now crossing the start-finish line. Here's Ned safe from a lap. Lap cars can pass the leader, so Mitch is allowed to unlap himself. Mr. Monaco has till lap 24 to get back in game and driving. Second place goes to Gohan, third to Shuffle.
McLaren spin.
That's okay. There's spun herself out, but she is still clear to go. Mitch, you can pass the leader. Order is going to be Twin, Gohan, Shuffle, Blue Sonic, Jen, Arisneta when she crosses the line. Is she going to go for a pit stop? It's not really her technique. She doesn't like to do pit stops.
Are pits open?
Yes, they are. So Mitch has passed the leader. Our field is making her way back up. Mr. Michael is yet to have rejoined. But he does have until lap 24. And we have cars in the pits. Cars in the pits. Watching for bad pits. Twin, that is going to be a drive-through. So Twin has a drive-through to serve once we go green. That's going to stir up the pot quite a bit. Eris, come on, get into your spot, get into your spot, get into your spot. Do it right. Good. No other penalties to call, I think, unless I'm blind. So there is one pit penalty that will go to Twin. Yeah. Mitch, where did Mitch rejoin from that pit stop? I'm gonna watch that. See what order we're in currently. Mitch is gonna restart from 4th place. So Mitch is in 4th, I think. Let me verify that again. He's in 5th. Never mind. We were good. We were good. We were good. Blue Gen's in 4th. My bad. Bad call. It's on the oval turn. So just wait for them to merge and rejoin from the back of the field. I'm not sure how many cuts he had at that moment. Does anyone know how many cuts Mr. Monaco had? Sits. 14. I'm gonna trust Eris on it. I'll change it as soon as you cross the start-finish line. That's gonna be your first strike. You gotta... Okay. I'm gonna change all laps to 19. We'll be going green the next lap. Gotta get the timing board all settled out. But again, Twin does have one drive-through penalty to serve by the end of the race. If he does not do so, he will be disqualified. So. Shuffle, Gohan, you guys fit yourselves. What are you guys doing there for a second? Yeah, stay behind the car that's ahead. Reminder, you guys cannot pass until you cross the start-finish line. So just make sure you guys are aware of that. We'll be turning the lights black in a second. You'll be focusing on the GOI. The green flag will come out after the GOI is turned on the track lights. So I'm going to turn them black here. Thank you. So a lot to stir up here. Twin Turbo V6 is going to have to serve a drive-through. That stirs the entire pod up for the lead. You can really go to anyone now. Hold your pace. Hold your pace. Hold your pace. Green flag. Mr. Monaco with a jump. Mr. Monaco with a jump. Give up one spot. Mr. Monaco clear. Alright, well there is our restart again. Twin is leading us off for another round, but he's got to serve a drive-through by the end of the race. I want to say can't be by the final lap, so has to be probably on lap 59 at least. While we're green, so wouldn't want to be that person that does it with a 2-lap shootout, surely. So the wise move might be to do it right now, which he does. So there's all those spots he's lost. Now he's a really fast guy, so he could make these spots up. He does it early, which might be the call to make. He's back in the field, but he's in the back of the field. So he's going to have to make up a lot. I got to change Mr. Monaco's laps. The Twin's going to have to make his way through all these cars. That's going to be fun to watch. Meanwhile, Gohan, our second place car, trying to hold off Busan Chen. Does seem to work for now. We're now off a lap. Mitch is going to clip the barrier. Twin Turbo V sits now by his first car. Harris is the next target for twin turbo V6. About 8 car lengths to make up, maybe even 10. But of course he is going to be that much faster. We know how he is. As of now, all two Ferraris are leading us off. Meanwhile, Mr. Monaco, another unspoken hero today, he's climbed all the way back from his position all the way up to battling for fourth. He goes really wide. Air's now around off of one. Mitch is going to go wide. Twin is going to make another spot up. Blue Sonic Gen runs it wide. Again, the cut limit for today is going to be 60 cuts. You guys are all good so far, but just a forewarning to watch yourselves. We close in a little bit here to the halfway point of today's race, of course, as it looks like Shuffle's made some sort of error. Side by side for the lead between Gohan and Shuffle. Mr. Monaco and Blue Sonic Gen also going heavily at it. You could also hear Twin Turbo V6 already in the top 5, only 4.5 seconds behind. So he's closing in really, really hot here on the rest of the field. Shuffle's doing a good job holding off Gohan as much as he can. So here we might go for another side-by-side for a moment there as Mr. Monaco will heavy clip into the barrier. He'll rebound, he gets back going. Arizona passes him. This race, that's a big mistake to make there on that final turn. Again, it's been a big problem turn for everyone throughout the track's entire history. It's been made a little bit better than it was in the past from last race, but only so much. It's still a very difficult turn, and it might pay more to be conservative rather than to send it. Arizona and Mr. Monaco about to get at it. We're going to watch one going on for the lead. Gohan is going to make the move on the edge of the final turn. Now leading us off. Twin Turbo V6 in the top 4. Shuffle down the inside, but he's going to lose it on the exit. Gohan is our new leader. But Shuffle is just right there. Twin Turbo V6 hunting down Blue Sonic Gen little by little. So another battle here. Twin goes down the inside with a crossover move with Blue Sonic Gen. He's going to clear him off, but Blue Gen gets the exit for a little bit. Twin's going to carry more speed, and now all Ferraris make up the top 3. Shuffle's right there in the rear bumper of Gohan. You can see Twin has cleared that gap down just a couple of seconds more. We're only 2 laps till the halfway point, so I think my bets might be that Twin's going to be a heavy target, especially with Shuffle doing an absolute slider. Unfortunately for him, that save cost him the lead, and now he's got Twin Turbo V6 right on his rearview mirror. Now make our way into the braking point. Shuffle's going to get a little bit of a wiggle. Again, that spin must have killed a lot of his tires off, so he got a little bit more wear in his tires than the rest of the guys that he's racing with currently. Twin makes a move on Shuffle, and I don't think it's going to be able to be touched by him. Shuffle's still looking there to go side by side, though. They make their way through the hills into turn number 3. There's only so much you could do against a Lotus 32 machine. Twins gapped up to about 3 car lengths at the end of the oval turn, just to show you how much speed it could carry. I think in Shuffle's mind he's going, well, there goes Twin. We are now halfway done with the race. We're at the cross flags. I mean, we are halfway done with today. Twin is down to about 1.5 seconds from Gohan. As an unspoken battle between Ayers and Mr. Monaco currently occurring, although Ayers has backed off a little bit. Next closest thing to report is just Twin in the 32. Hunting down for the lead. He had a drive-through penalty, but he served it, and he looked pretty good. Just closing that gap down little by little. A reminder at this point, I will start to enforce the wide entrance thing again. No one's really done anything as far as I've seen yet, but just to know that the chaos of the start's now done. So, let's not be cheeky. Oh, Gohan's around! An uncontested Twin not even needing to have to battle him. Twin taking the lead. Gohan clips a barrier off the final turn, and there goes his hopes to win for the time being. I think Twin Triple V6 is going to walk the field now in his usual dominant fashion.
Incredible for him. First to last to first. What a race.
The guy is essentially unstoppable. He's shown it just throughout the entire season. His 2 Rosmont championships do say a lot about what he's capable of in extremely competitive fields. I mean, today is one of those races where pretty much every driver out here today is a good driver. And you can tell because we haven't gone without any cautions other than Mr. Monaco's internet, which that wasn't a driver issue, that was mainly just his provider being a dick. So the rest of the field now currently a little bit spread here, although I think there might be something stirred up between Blue Sonic Gen and Gohan. The gap's closed down a little bit. Some chat bots, what's being said. All good drivers except for T7 Jake. That is so mean. A little bit of a scrub there, I think, for Mr. Monaco. Because here's Eris closing in the gap. She flashes her lights aggressively, closing down on that Mercedes-Benz. Mr. Monaco is looking really good at the start of the race, but ever since that disconnection, something's been off. Maybe he's starting to experience lag. Maybe he's cracking under pressure. I'm not quite sure. But it does seem like he might have lost a little bit of that cool of his. He's still locked in for the most of it, as everyone else here in the front is. But he's gotta do quite a bit here to make up.
Could be an issue with the tyres also. He's been pushing quite hard to try and get back to that top position.
Yeah. But unfortunately, as he currently stands, Eris Netta is currently trying to pass him for the top 5 out of a currently 7-car field. So. It's already over halfway done. We saw the first pit stops. I don't know if pit stops are going to be a factor anymore, unless there's another caution, of course, but we saw one earlier. I don't think anyone's going to go for it unless there's a another one of those rounds of cautions. It's just the laps that are so short that you lose so much time by doing that. Eris is going to run it wide. And that grass, again, it's almost like it's ice. It's supposed to be dry grass, which is notoriously slippery. So it's just about maintaining her gap with Mr. Monaco as Blue Gen. It's not too far off from Gohan still. Again, the Season 3 SLC champion overall. Back when we used to do it that way. He's hunkering down potentially for another one. We saw the Season 2 champion coming out here today to win the mid-car race. And it's not to discredit Blue Gen again, in the right machinery. We've seen him in the past of these things, just an absolutely gigantic threat. Did come here without any practice, which could be a factor, and it's not Mr. Monaco about to lose it again. It's currently not moving. So we're gonna call it. Alright. Second yellow is out. Mr. Monaco is about to disconnect again. The race back happening now. Twin Turbo V6 is going to come up to the helm. Again, the pits are open if you're ballsy enough. There's shuffle diving into the pits. Make sure you get your pit stop done right. Oh, back it up, back it up, back it up. So there's the leaders. Everyone but Twin has done a pit stop. That was a rough pit stop for Shuffle. Ayers passes by. Now he's going to have to stay ahead of Blue Gen. All of our cars are cleared. Mitch now to the pits. Mitch skipped out to try to make up a couple of spots, so maybe that tire wear is starting to become a factor. He did drop down quite a bit here. Let's hope he stays on the lead lap. As there's Mr. Monaco cursing out in Italian. He saw the same turn, by the way. So, same turn where he disconnected last time. Cuts, I have no clue what cut he was on. If anyone could tell me, it would be appreciated. I last observed him at 30, I think. He was at 30 cuts. Well, we gotta head up to the leader. Did Twin pit? Twin did pit. Okay. Well,
it's green flag, right?
No, we were caution. Eris, if you could back it off a little bit. Also, please do not stop on the track. That will be a drive-through. No one has done so, but just so you guys know. Mitch is making his way up to the field. Mr. Monaco, you'll be restarting from the back of the field for causing the caution. So. I mean, the more you do so, the more likely you are going to get a penalty. As Nikolauts has joined, I get to see the fruits of his labor. Again, Nikolauts is the guy to make these car setups and import them. These cars are, of course, mostly imported from Assetto Corsa. There might be a couple of exceptions to that, but most of them seem to be so. So, next lap, we will go green. We're going to make sure all the laps are settled. Mr. Monaco's laps are not fits, so. I just messed that up. Put him to 30 cuts. So we are going to go green this lap. As we are with 18 laps to go. This is going to essentially be a sprint to the finish. As Twin has backed himself all the way to 5th place. Reminder not to pass car until you cross the start-finish line. As we need Twin to move up. Need Mitch to move up. Okay. Hold your pace. Twin Triple V6, please move up. Hold your pace. Green flag. Great start by Shuffle over Arisnetta. About to close it in to go side by side for the lead, but no jumps to call. Thank you for everyone for that start. Here we are, side by side for the lead. As we go up the rolling hills. Down them and into turn number 2. Arizona going to hold off as much as she can. Twin Turbo V sits. Again, a huge threat is going to be hunting down the cars. He's got fresher tires by a lap or two. I don't know if that's going to be the hugest factor or not. Side by side between Gohan and Shuffle. Blue Gen also having to fight down from Twin Turbo. Air's clipping the barrier. And that lead has been lost. The whole mashup there in the top sits into the braking zone between Shuffle and Gohan. Arisnetta, 3rd place, side by side, but Twin Turbo V sits 3 wide there, also with Blue Gen, as they make their way through the hills. And battle raging on for the lead, but it's going to go to Gohan. Twin Turbo V sits in the top 3. He looks at the inside of Shuffle for just a second, peeks at it. As all of our Ferraris are currently leading us up here today, so it seems like Ferraris were the car to choose. Oh, we got cars into the barrier. Both of the... It's going to go to Blue Gen. Smacking the barrier, sends it too hard. Our current standings are Gohan in first, Shuffle in second, Twin. Oh, Gohan's gonna go wide, loses that lead to Shuffle. Now Shuffle leading us off. Aris Netta is gonna be battling out for the podium in that McLaren. She's been complaining a lot about it, though as I see today, she's been looking pretty quick with it. She's been making mistakes. Not bad for clipping the barrier in the final turn. Still fighting out for the third place spot with Gohan, although I think she might have a bit of a disadvantage against the Ferrari in this track. Meanwhile, at the lead, Twin Turbo V sits back at it. It could stand to be that way, although Shuffle has a good run here. But he's going to go wide. Twin taking the inside line. He's going to carry more and will stay ahead. That might be how this one runs. But Shuffle's still within a car length or two. All depends on the exits. That was a good climb back to the top for Twin Turbo V6. They're second place and third, both Ferraris too. As Aris and Mr. Monaco are going to have to climb back up the ladder if they want a shot at that podium. Although our top five all within 5 seconds of each other, so still closing in. Shuffle, oh my goodness, Shuffle nearly loses it off the oval turn exit. Now there's not tires anymore. Twin has done something big, clips the barrier. I didn't even see that until after it happened. He's going very slowly. Here's Shuffle for the lead again with the dive down the inside. Side by side for the lead again between Shuffle and Twin Turbo V6. Shuffle's going to carry just ever so slightly more speed. Who's going to be later on the brakes? They both brake about the same, but Twin, an unstoppable line, will reclaim the lead. We are 2 laps out till we're 10 to go. Excited to see how things go right here. Gohan passing by Shuffle on the exit of the final turn. Aris Netta looking to close in, potentially flashing her lights at Shuffle to get him distracted. Shuffle's going to go late on the brakes. He flashes them at Gohan. He says, take one to pass it to the next person. We might get a lot of game from how much people are flashing each other here. Aris Netta's going to lose a lot of speed there on her exit. Takes an unorthodox line for a second. But Shuffle is going to get loose off the exit once more. I couldn't imagine how chaotic it would be with tires. On the final turn, Shuffle losing it again. Did he not get his tires? Because it looks like he's driving that way. Now we're 10 laps to go here. Shuffle and Aris crossing over each other, side by side for the podium position. Shuffle making a move around the outside, across the back through. Aris Netta diving down the inside through the oval turn, but Shuffle wants to make a crossover out of it. How about for the lead? Gohan's been closing that gap up little by little. Aris and Shuffle both going into the barrier. Shuffle getting the worst end of the stick. Aris now at the podium. It's going to be a tough race for Shuffle. He's just going to have to run and hope that somebody's here and it doesn't die. There's Blue Sonic Chen by. Gonna hope this Shuffle's gonna definitely be wishing for a caution after that one, but unfortunately for him, this is a road course race, so he's not in that position to get one. But that's gonna make things real hard here. We're already at the last leg of the race, as Aris Netta is gonna have to hold off a very aggressive Mr. Monaco. Now, Mr. Monaco, mind you, he's on his last strike. If his internet goes out again, that unfortunately will call his day. So he's definitely not hoping for that. He's right there in position to grab a podium. I want to remind you guys that this is not the last race today. We'll be doing another one, of course, at 7 p.m. with the ROTS mods. It's going to be the road course segment of this weekend. Of course, tomorrow at 12 p.m., same time we run this one, we'll be doing the Formula Micros to do a 20-lap feature. And then to close off the weekend at 2 p.m. With the Super Indies. That's of course tomorrow. Aris Netta looks to have made up a bit of a gap here. She might be going home for a bronze surfboard. And I got those at the podium, of course. The top 3 get surfboards. And if you guys want those, after you've won them, please let me know and I will happily give them to you. But as far as reaction goes, I think things are a bit spread. That's one thing to say. Mr. Monaco, I don't want to see this. He doesn't want to see it. The car is starting to get a little bit of lag, though he keeps on rolling. We hope for the best. I'm going to try to be patient, because I do not want to see this guy. But not imagine the unfortunate reality of him disconnecting this late into the race. Genuinely. Alright. Well, Arisnetta's so far holding out the 3rd place spot as best as she can. So we are now 5 laps to go in the race. Twin has made up about 2.5 second gap. The closest one here's between Aris and Mr. Monaco. Although there is something between Shuffle and Blue Sonic Gen a little bit. The 2 there battling out for the top 5. Of course, just late in the race, both of them have been making some mistakes there, major ones. So at this point, it's a survival to collect whatever you can. Now, Mitch falls 1 lap down, of course, so there's a caution. He'll fall back to the lead lap. This being a debut race, it's mainly out here to get experience. You can see Shuffle and Blue Gen are starting to get at it, actually, quite a bit. Only a couple car lengths separating the Viper from the Ferrari. Twin's going to cross to get 3 to go. So 3 to go here, and it looks like Gohan's going to clear out the lap car and Mitch. As Twin is now going to go 2 to go once he crosses the start-finish line. We'll see how he takes this turn. Nice and clean. It's gone very easy here, not pushing more than he needs to. So he's been running a very good race. Meanwhile, Shuffle and Blue Gen crossing it over for position. Next time by, we'll be seeing the white flag waving. So, next cars to come, you should be waving the white flag for. So Twin makes his way out of the oval turn on his preliminary lap. Blue Gen and Shuffle still going at it pretty hard. We'll watch that one as we can. Meanwhile, though, for the lead, white flag in the air. The white flag now waving here. So next one will be the checkers. This race is going to end at however it does. As there's Blue Gen and Shuffle, unspoken battle going on. Still raging onwards as Twin makes his way around the oval turn for the final time. We'll be watching that one very briefly. Twin makes his way around the back straight one final time. We're watching watching Blue Gen and Shuffle in the background. You can see them crossing back. But for today, your race winner again, the stud himself, Twin Turbo V6 going to win once again. Gohan going to take up second place. Arisnetta in third, scoring another podium. Fourth for Mr. Monaco. But what about the battle for fifth? Oh goodness me! And bad luck strikes for Shuffle. He clips it again. That is going to give it to Blue Sonic Gen, crossing the line in the top 5. 7th goes to Mitch, 1 lap down. Shuffle's gonna go from a pretty good race to a really rough one. Aris then are gonna take home quick time. If we get our top 3 to the podium, that's gonna be Twin Turbo V6, Gohan, and Aris. Stick around for your interviews too. So the podium is around in the paddocks area, off of the oval turn. Mitch, you are done, by the way. The race is done. Thank you guys for turning out to this one. Again, we got another one at 7 p.m. with the ROTS mods, and then 2 more tomorrow. But we are going to get to the podiums. There is no penalties to call, so everyone drove clean. But I do need the top 3 to drive to the paddocks area podium. So I need Gohan and Twin. Get the screenshot, then we'll close it up. Alright, Shuffle, no problem. I'm just gonna kill Gohan. I'll teleport him, please. Okay. Drive to the podium. It's off the oval turn, the banked one. Yeah. Just set yourself up for the podium, and then we'll get it. Once we get that, we'll get to our interviews, and we could wrap this one up. We got plenty of time for interviews, by the way. Again, the next feature's up in 6 hours, so literally all the time in the world to do stuff. I'm probably just gonna do something in the meanwhile, because I got plenty of time. It's a weird feeling on these double headers, but it is how it works. So it's gonna be over on this little entry. Twin winning another golden striped surfboard, silver stripe going to Gohan. Oh, and Eris is going to take home another bronze. Actually, this might be her first bronze of the weekend. Can we line you up normally? Thank you. Stylish. That was probably one of the best GTI races I've seen this season. So I gotta really give it to all of you guys for making today what it was. Genuinely applaud to that. So give it out for today's podium again. Twin Turbo V sits winning us off. Second place is gonna be Hachiroku, otherwise known as Gohan151. Arizona gonna score in third place. We're gonna take a screenshot in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. There. Oh, wait for that chat to go. So I took it in as soon as his chat box disappears. There we go. Alright, so Twin Turbo V6, what a great race for you. A lot of back and forth. Again, a drive-through penalty, a pit stop. I had to go back through the field quite a few times. This might be one of your favorite GTI races you've won.
Yeah, it was alright. Let's see. I could have pushed much more. The first bit I was definitely trying to save on tires, but honestly, the tires weren't that bad this race compared to Yekaterinburg. Mainly because it's a shorter track, lower speed and everything, so they wore out much slower around here, so it was much easier just to keep them at optimal pace. But yeah, like even after like 20 laps on the tires, I was still setting 37.1s, so there's clearly a lot of pace with this car. It's definitely nice to drive, and yeah. I don't think I'm going to be switching cars anytime soon for next season, just because unless this car gets a nerf for some reason, I don't think it needs it, because tire wear is still worse than most other cars. But honestly, it's just so nice to drive. Definitely think it's one of the best driving cars that I get to drive this season. So definitely grateful for that. But yeah, the race was nice. Definitely was interesting. The first pit stop I had was definitely an error on my end, because I'm so used to doing pit stops with the countdown timer for the jump. So yeah, I just wasn't used to just being instant, and I ended up jumping out of my car, and the car ended up rolling to the next pit stop. I still lost time out of it. But I mean, the penalty was deserving regardless, just because that's how the rules go. But I ended up making up for it before the second disconnection of R8 Club. that guy's I don't know how you manage to race on internet like that, because I honestly couldn't. So that's definitely something that needs to be discovered. Need to do like a documentary on that or something, because I don't know how your internet even exists. I think that should be illegal. It's like you pay for something and you don't even get to use it properly. It's like I don't know how you manage, but yeah, the second safety car honestly didn't help me too much. Didn't really hurt me too much either. Even though I did get down a fifth, but honestly, um, I felt like just having to lap newer tires was a slight advantage. And I ended up getting through the field once again. So I went from like first to last to first to fifth and then to first again. So yeah, surprisingly, I don't think that's the first time I've done that, but it's definitely something I don't mind doing sometimes every now and again. So yeah, but it's a good race.
All right, thank you there, Twin Turbo V6. A great job. Again, this is why I call it the stud. Just absolute domination today. Hopefully, we'll see what happens throughout the rest of the weekend. And thank you there. So second place went to Gohan. Are they still here? No, they're not. So that leaves us with Arisnetta. Did take home quick time. So even though I would say your car was actually doing quite well today, despite the fact, did take home quick time. Selectively.
It was very selectively good. Like, I had 2 laps actually. 2 laps where the car was like perfect.
All right.
2 laps where the car just like didn't really understeer that much. It was like in between where the tire wear goes from understeer to oversteer. I was able to set the time then, and also maybe kind of possibly sort of because halfway through the race a little fairy came down to visit me, and the fairy may or may not have called Nico Alex, and I was getting like fucking tips and tricks. So I kind of started. I locked in for a little bit because I was ready to just take P4 or P5 and call it a day. And then I noticed that people were fucking up, and I said, "Hold on, maybe I have a chance at something." So I just went for it. It ended up resulting great. It was fine. I obviously would have wanted to continue the P2 streak. I mean, obviously the win would have been nice, but with Twin here, that's literally impossible. I don't know. I can just keep going. I'll moving forward. I'll just have to do better, I guess. Maybe the wash thing is class dependent. Because over here it's a fucking laundromat. But yeah, I can. I mean, I just need another season where Twin doesn't show up for like the whole first half to maybe get another title.
Oh God.
That'd be like a blessing, you know. Blessing, not even in disguise. It's a blessing in the skies. No celestial shit. I don't know what else to say. Funny.
Well, that was a pretty awesome race. Glad you could go all the way up from there to the podium. I think you started like what, 7th, 8th?
Yeah, I started last.
So last there is not a bad way to roll out your day by far. So
yeah, the cautions saved me. If there hadn't been any cautions, I would have just like actually blown ass like 24/7. For a full course meal of just actual ass. But the cautions being a thing allowed me to. I got the edge on the pit strategy too, which made me just get bumped up to P1 during pacing, something that I threw away in style, if you may. I didn't go out fighting. I went out drowning. But you can't say I didn't try.
You did pretty good. I'm honestly pretty happy for you, Arisnetta. A couple other people got the short end of the stick today, by far, but
Oh yeah.
things went in favor for you. I think I'm gonna try to see how it went for Mr. Monaco. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you there, Eris. We're gonna move on to Mr. Monaco, the guy that finished, I believe, P. I gotta see. I think I know you're the next one down as far as people to stay to get interviewed. So we're gonna check to see where you cross the line here. 4th place. So you are in fact a 4th place finisher, a little bit short of the podium. Ran a good race for most of it. Just a couple of issues. You unofficially took a quick time with your new Porsche. So how's it running here with the GTI class for you today? Have you both unmuted, and also you could use chat, whichever one you prefer.
Well, personally, with the Mercedes, it's pretty cool, pretty nice. It doesn't have the tire deck as the 488, but of course, around the track, it favors heavily cars that rotate, and the Mercedes is just not it. The Ferrari and the McLaren, much better year. Of course, I did what I could. I fought hard, and yeah, P4.
To be fair, a very competitive field today, so P4 is still beating out basically half the field. Maybe next time out here tomorrow, if you are out for the micros, could yield a better result. We'll have to see, of course, where tomorrow lies, but not a bad result still. But, yeah. Is there anything else you want to say, Mr. Monaco? Mr. Monaco? Monaco?
That will be all.
Okay, thank you. One last car in the field here. That was Mitch. He's the last person who wants. No one wants to interview. Okay, that's gonna. I guess that's gonna sell. He left right there, or did I disconnect him? I think I might have. I don't know. But he's not rejoining, so I'm assuming that's gonna settle it for the interviews today. We got our top 4. Again, end results: Twin Triple V sits. Gohan 2nd. 3rd is Eris. 4th is Mr. Monaco. 5th place is Blue Sonic Gen. 6th place is Shuffle. 7th goes to Mitch. Our DNFs are T7 Jake and Italian Pan. Quick time goes to Eris Netta, even though that time says 35. That was set by Mr. Monaco's GT1 car. Announced retirement with 1 point. Okay. And Twin takes home the pole position. That would be 2 points for him. But that should settle it for today. Thank you guys for watching. We got one more class, of course, later on at 7. Force a habit there for a second. We do have one in about 5.5 hours. So hopefully we'll see you guys there with the Rots mod. That's our stock car category, the open wheel stock cars, essentially. They're configured with road course arrows, so they look a little bit different than a stock car used to. They almost look like a prototype, but a little bit funky. So they're pretty cool cars. For those that might be new, this by far though was the best race I think I've seen this weekend. The Rots mods were really good yesterday on the oval. Hopefully they could turn things to get better for the road course here. Of course they're running both, so the oval being this little thing. But for now, until then, see you guys again tomorrow. We'll be doing Formula Micro at 12. It is currently 1:21. So, and then the Super Indies will be at 2 p.m. tomorrow. So, about 24.5 hours, roughly. So, again, thank you guys for watching. See you guys in a little bit.